Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to wait to see if anyone comes on while I get everything prepped up. This is a whole new setup. Third of kinda. I should also post that I'm live, I think. That will be kind of helpful. Oh, I already got 3 in. Welcome, peoples. Let me get the shareable link. How's everyone today? Hi, Maria. Share. Copy link. Should also share it to the actual already here to hear everything about the trip. Oh, yes, I've got tons to tell everybody. All sorts of fun stuff. Let me just type this out. Post that. I don't know if you noticed a bit of a different setup here, and that's part of the fun stuff to tell you guys. Let me know how you like the camera. Let me know how you like this angle. I feel like this is actually going to be a little easier for you guys. Now, shout out credits to that in a minute. I just still catching up from the plane ride, so of course. Let's just select all, copy, share. There we go. I missed everybody. I was not active at all this weekend. What are we drawing today? So actually, I had a really weird fucking dream last night, and I'm going to try to draw from that. It was really odd, but kind of cool. I'm going to see if I can remember what the character looked like. But hi, everyone. I think I've posted everywhere. I think so. If not, I'll remember afterwards. But I'm back. No. I had an actual dream last night. It was really weird. Plus, I don't do fan art. I had a really weird dream last night, and I want to share it with you guys. Like, there was these 3 spirits that come to, I guess it was me, and they were telling me I was some sort of like secret god, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And their designs, in my opinions, I might turn off this light because I was trying to utilize it, but it's just casting a really big shadow. I might turn it on later. But how do you like this new camera setup, guys? Are you enjoying it? Is it a much better angle, easier for you to see what I'm doing? So I just got back from Riddler, that's different. That's not fan art, that's friend art. I can do that. Send me your favorite photo. I'll think about it since, you kind of like me a little bit and I kind of like you. I guess we pals. But so first, credit where credit is due. See this lovely new camera angle, and I have a cat fur on it because, of course, that's my life. My boss gave me this new camera that is specifically designed for this. He already had it, and he was like, "Do you want it?" I was like, "Yes, I fucking want it." And so this is gonna make my rigging a lot easier, my drawing a lot easier. I can actually see when I'm going way off angle a little easier now. But Texas was fun. I will say this. So first off, guys, if any of you follow me on Instagram, you already know this. But one of those things that apparently the marginalized fat people don't get, is help at the airport and on planes. We are just so discriminated against, you guys. We are not loved. We are not helped. We are discriminated against. And I would do a version of Medusa. I'll do that probably if we can get through this drawing. I'll probably try to do my own version. But anyways, So you know how we're so discriminated against? We're not loved, we're not helped. That is so not the case. I walked up to Southwest Airlines check-in and I was like I was just excited. I was nice and early, ready to get on the plane. And they were like, "Oh, have you not pre-checked in yet?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Okay, we're gonna upgrade your seat. So that way you're nice and comfy." I'm like, "What?" She said, "Yeah, don't worry. It's not gonna cost you anything extra. We're just gonna add another seat onto it. You're gonna do this." And she gives me the boarding passes. And she says, "You're gonna take this boarding pass and you're gonna take this ticket and you're gonna pick whatever seat you want. And you're just gonna put this ticket in the seat next to it. And nobody's gonna bother you." I was like, "Excuse me? Really?" And no word of a lie, guys. Not only that, I got specialized pre-boarding. So if you haven't flown, pre-boarding is for the cripples, the wheelchairs, people who aren't able to get on easily. I was right behind the people in the wheelchairs. I got to pick any seat I wanted in the entire plane. And I was like, wow. Right? Was that a dream or real life? Right? Here's the thing, IKD. Every single fucking plane I got on, from start to finish, I had that privilege. Everyone. Even when they had to reroute my plane because I missed my one on yesterday morning, but I'll get to that as well. I literally was the most privileged person on every flight. Everyone. Then I get on the plane. Random strangers were all very willing to help me. They offered to wheel me around in a wheelchair. I walked the entire place by myself, so thank you very much. They all offered to put my bag up for me. People offered everything. The flight attendants all made sure that I had my extended seat belt, and they never wanted to make me feel uncomfortable. And I'm just like, are you serious? Oh, hold on, let me see. I sent you an email. If you ever want to come talk in the middle ground of fat phobia, really, I'll bring my 10th up. It doesn't matter how many followers you have, Miss Trainwreck. If I've read it, I've just been I have been so distracted by this Texas trip that I haven't really looked at anything. Resend me that email at the starson at yahoo.com. I'll check it out. And yeah, having that kind of treatment in a plane is life goals, right? Life goals. No one ever expects that. And I was like, is this what oppression looks like? Because if this is oppression, I think I want to stay fat. Like, when I tell you literally, it was gorgeous. There was nothing, I had nothing bad to say. To begin with, Southwest Airlines is great. They're fantastic. I don't ever want to fly with anyone else, not just because of the fat privilege thing, but because they really were very friendly and kind and efficient, very efficient. My only complaint, and I don't care if you're fat, thin, young, old, the bathrooms have got to be fucking fixed. So when I flew to Vegas in 2018, the bathroom was uncomfortable, but it was bearable. It was, I had to say, at least 30 to 40 inches wide. The bathrooms now are all maybe 20 to 24 inches wide in every plane that I flew on. And apparently, that is across the industry because the airlines all realized if they shaved 7 to 10 inches off of their bathrooms, they could fit 12 more seats on airplanes and make $390 million more a year. So you better hope whatever plane you get on, you're not flying a long time because you might as well hold it, Buttercup. Because I got in there. I have a friend, the girl who did my hair, as a matter of fact. When I tell you this girl is skinny, this girl is skinny. She couldn't even bring her toddler into the bathroom on her airplane because there wasn't enough room for her to even bend down to pull her baby's pants down to put them on the toilet and wipe them. I got in there. I couldn't move. I literally got in and then I scooted back around where the very cheeky flight attendant was like, "You got this." I was like, "I don't fucking got this." And I held it all the way to Texas. I was like, "Nope." It was uncomfortable. It was not joyful, but I was not doing that. So everybody sees each other doing it in the bathroom. There is no doing it in those. If it's to stop the Mile High Club, I promise you they succeeded because there is literally no way anybody could do anything in that bathroom. It doesn't matter your size. It's one of those things where literally you could tell they did not care if people could or couldn't go to the bathroom. But on to Texas. Now that I've complained about the bathrooms, because that's like a big deal to me. I have IBS, so for me, the way a company does their bathrooms, yeah, means a lot. Shows me how much they care about their customers. But anyways, I don't pee on a plane. Let me tell you something, train wreck. I don't often have a choice. I'm talking about the bathrooms on the plane, Mikey. They were overall just a disappointment. I found out that to make $390 million more dollars a year, they made all bathrooms on planes 20 to 24 inches on all 737s. So I don't believes that it whatchamacallit. I don't believe it applies to international. It applies to all 737s. I know that. They aren't standardized, but I do feel there should be some kind of understanding that you are miles in the air. You have no other choice. Like when you're in that cabin, I personally feel that the restroom, especially think of the poor flight attendants. Sex in the bathroom is low self-esteem. Any kind of bathroom damn kiss. But whatchamacallit. So on to Texas. So I landed. Everything went pretty well. Hi, Orion. I know. You missed me. The dogs went insane when I came home, guys. Literally. Orion couldn't even stop himself quick enough. He crashed right into me. Greta jumped on me. It was a very beautiful scene. We didn't record it, of course, because I was too busy seeing my babies. But anyways, so when I landed in Texas, after I solved my airline problem, I couldn't find my bag, the empty bag I took to bring my swag back. Turns out they had it sitting at the check-in. Listening, having 2 kids in a pandemic, wherever their privacy, no shame. Damn straight, train wreck. But whatchamacallit. So I land, my boss picks me up, and I get my first view of Austin, which from the highways, Austin is exceedingly similar to Vegas, in my opinion. And hi, David, thank you. It looked very similar. I have this beautiful shot of just these very unique clouds sliding over it. We were coming towards nighttime because I landed around 5 or 6, something like that. And hi, Axel. And so it was very pretty. It was big. Because again, I come from Rhode Island and I live in North Carolina. So I come from more hilly areas. You can't see that distance where I'm from. If you live in Rhode Island, you can't see more than a mile or 2 down the road. But if you go to places like Texas and Vegas and things like that, you can see 5, 6, 8 miles away. And that's a very big deal. At least mentally for me. And that was really cool just to see, plain and simple, just the vastness. And something else I was impressed with was the overall variety of mom and pop and small businesses. They may be chains for Texas, but they were like one or two stores. And it was just very impressive to see that many different ones, because at least in North Carolina, where I am, you don't see that a lot. You see a lot of businesses. Hi, Tomas. And it was something definitely different for me, to say the least. So we get there, and my boss takes me to a couple of very Texas places. There's this place called Rudy's, and what I love is that they call themselves the worst barbecue in Texas. I'm like, that would be me. I would never label myself the best, but I would certainly label myself the worst. Hi, Purple Hazy. And they had this hand washing station, and they were pumping this hand washing station up to me. And they were like, "You've never had your hands washed like this. It's so unique." And the way they were describing it, I was like, "Do my hands need an adult?" But it is really cool. So you put your hands in this little turbine thing, and it goes, and it does the soap and the water all at once, and it just scrubs your hands down for you. It's really cool. And soaking wet though. I mean, you better not have anything that you don't want wet right in front of you. And then it's pretty standard barbecue. And but it is a cool looking place, I will say that. And then we went to, because I was exhausted, but I was like, if you tell me I'm gonna go see something that I might never see again, let's go. They took me to this place called Bucky's. And just to piss them off, I call it Busey's because it's, spelled that way. And I've never seen, like, where I'm from, we have like QT, we have Sheets. In Rhode Island, we have Cumberland Farms. We don't have gigantic places like Bucky's. And so I walk in, and this Food Lion sized gas station's fucking huge. And then I find out it's not even the biggest Bucky's, there's bigger ones. Um, I was very impressed. I know my friend Cannibal Vegetable told me to get these Klotchkes. I was calling them Mein Kampfs just to piss people off. Um, they were all right. I mean, they weren't amazing, but they weren't bad either. They were, again, I come from Rhode Island where you have a lot of Italian bakeries. So for me, I was like, oh, it's not bad. Um, I I will say what I was impressed with was the overall just options. Like they had options out the wazoo. Um, they had all these different foods and all these different things, and so that was really cool to see. And then where else did we go? That night we went home because I was just exhausted. We went back to my boss's house. And the next day we had our meetings, which were amazing. I got to meet all of my coworkers. If anyone's watching, hi Iris, hi Jesse, hi Brian. And we had really productive meetings. I was very proud of us. Except for some ADHD moments, we pretty much stayed on task. And we got a lot of stuff done, which I was very proud of us for. And so there was that portion of it. We went to the lunch to this place called Phil's. And it's Phil's and Amy's, I believe. And they had these really cool burgers. Like he took us to a lot of different like Austin places. Um that night we went to go see the Draft House, the Alamo Draft House, which is really cool. And again, it's just something you don't experience in North Carolina. They have some dine-in theaters, but they're not as quality as this place. This place did a lot better quality food. Their service is a little subpar. Um, like I ordered this milkshake because I was just wanting a milkshake. I'm on vacation. I'm gonna enjoy myself, and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. They brought me my food. They brought me my popcorn, and I'm waiting. They brought me my water, and I'm waiting. Finally, I'm like, I paid for a fucking milkshake. Where are they? I hailed someone down. She's like, "Let me go find out." She comes back, "He told you the milkshake machine was broken." I was like, "No, the fuck he didn't." Like, that's a thing he definitely did not do. And so, definitely their communication skills need work. But beyond that, it was just really a cool experience that you could go see these films and you could see them and actually eat decent quality food, not just like microwave pizza and stuff like that, because there are other ones I've gone to and the food is exactly what you expect. And so it was really nice to go and have that and not have to worry. Greta, what are you doing? You ate already, young lady. That's not your food. Milkshakes bring all the cats to the yard. Um, it was just overall a really cool experience. Yeah, I was talking about the Alamo Draft House. Yeah, I've never been to Texas before, except for like 1 hour when I was on my way to Vegas, and going especially to Austin. They took me to this moon tower that was really pretty. Apparently, years ago, they didn't have street lamps like most of America did. They had these moon towers. And they were really, really tall towers that were like super bright, and they lit up a section of the community. And you saw a bunch of them. And there was only like one left. And it was featured in a movie once, which was really cool. They took me to places where film festivals happened. They took me past like these really cool places like where one of the Bush daughters got drunk. Um just all sorts of different really cool places. I got to see some secret places that I can't say because I don't want to get anyone in trouble. But they were really cool secret places. Um but overall, yeah, what it was really the coolest part, guys, was just meeting my boss, meeting his family, meeting my coworkers, and it was making it all more real to me. That's that's what I will say. The coolest part for me was when my boss grilled his own food. Cause like to me, making your own food, that's like a super important thing. Cooking for people, that it is just really nice. It was just really nice. Let me see. I see some comments. I'm considering engagement. Oh, open relationships. I mean, I said it in the video. You just need to be honest. If you have any kind of relationship intention, you need to be very open and honest with whatchamacalls it. With whoever you're gonna be in a relationship with. That's the main thing. You need to be very honest about what you want. If you want an open relationship, then you need to say to them, hey, I'm not in this for a serious relationship. I'm in this for an open relationship. And tell them that. Entanglement legit. No. Oh my god. I hate when people, because there are people that genuinely believe that. I don't even know if Jada really believed it. I think that was just a publicity way to say it. Because personally, I believe very wholeheartedly that every relationship can work if everyone's honest about it. But the problem is, a lot of people that believe in open relationships also believe, and I don't mean any offense if anyone doesn't believe like this, that they shouldn't have to tell everyone involved about everyone they're with. And I don't believe that's the case. Hi, Serenity. Um, I'm drawing something from a dream. I'm trying to remember all of it. But anyways, I I'm semi poly. My husband is married to his job. I prefer the company of non cis men. It is totally about open communication. That's the thing. You have to be open. They can be serious, but the thing is, I I always tell them the same thing. Whatever your intentions are in a relationship, you need to let people know before you get in any kind of relationship with them. You need to let them understand how that's going to work, because it's not fair to get somebody interested in you and involved in you and you're not intending the same thing they want. Because many folks in open relationships don't want to have truly committed relationships. They want to have open options. Now, not everyone's like that. I understand, obviously. But I always tell everybody, you have to, a conservative point of view on topics. Because to me, as a conservative, we live in the idea of do what you want with your life as long as you don't force it on other people. For me, like, for instance, I don't care how you live your life. I care when you want it legislated, so I'm forced to acknowledge it. If that's your life, you shouldn't need anybody acknowledging it. I don't know who I tell my wife I just blew the other. I don't know how I tell my wife I blew the other females back out. And likewise, I'd lose my shit if my wife told me she just got done knocking boots with some other cat. It's exactly like some people cannot fathom the idea of it. My husband has a girlfriend, I have a boyfriend, and we are very happy and all friends. And see, Purple, for you, that's fantastic. I always tell them the same thing. I don't give a crap how you want to live your life. I give a crap how you want to force people to acknowledge it. Many people are monogamous and they don't want to hear it, about whatever it is you guys intend to do. And many people that are in those kind of relationships, they're like, you got to acknowledge this person in my life and you got to respect all this. They technically don't. If you want that, that's yours. Don't get mad when someone else doesn't really, either want to hear about it. My married friend cheated on her hubby and I support her. Am I a bad person? I don't support cheating. Because my thing is, at the end of the day, if you don't want to be with that person, be brave enough to say to them, I don't want to be with you anymore. It's in very, very rare situations where I condone cheating. I believe that if you don't want to be with someone, just simply don't be with them. Don't cheat on them. Don't do that to their psychology. Because there's no reason to just not leave. I think as long as you aren't hurting anyone, then do you. Life's too short to not be happy. Exactly. Like, do what you want to do. But I just don't think it's right. Even if it's complicated, then wait until it's not complicated. Find a way out of it. Because it's just, at the end of the day, you're being disloyal to someone. Now, here's what I will say. If I don't believe that would be the case for you, but let's say it's a forced marriage and she says multiple times, I don't consider you my husband. I don't consider you someone married to me. Then at that point, no, it's not cheating. It's just somebody who wants to control somebody. But to me, if you said, I love you to someone, I'm married to you, and then as soon as it's no longer convenient or you're no longer 100% attracted to that person, you step out. I find it cowardly, personally. I think if you're brave enough to go and do that, you're brave enough to tell that person, I don't want you anymore. When you marry someone, you are making a promise, whether that is in a church, temple, or at a city hall. Once that promise is broken by cheating. Exactly, Peter. The crazy shit is emotions are also sex. Yeah, I will tell everyone the same thing. That's why in my relationship video, I tell people, don't fuck. Do not have sex. At least if you are that randy, at least wait 6 months. But I don't believe in having sex in a relationship for a very long time, especially as an older person now, because there's so many things that can go wrong. You could catch something because, in my emotion, whoever you meet at this point in your life has had at least one partner. And cheating usually is a very spontaneous thing. But cheating is usually a very spontaneous thing, which is not healthy. Because when it's spontaneous, that also means that you do it in a moment of passion and you don't know what that other person has. That moment of passion could turn into a lifetime of medical bills. And personally, I'm not about that life. Like, sorry, my nose is all stuffy. Getting in and out of planes with that damn mask on, which also is kind of funny. They kept saying, if you have a mesh mask, we're not allowing you on the plane. And I'm like, I clearly wear a mesh mask. But okay, you do you. Go ahead. I won't lie though, I'm in my 20s. I was a fool with my shit, slanging it everywhere. I'm 36 right now and I'm happy. Exactly. Children the worst STDs. You know what, Bubblito? You ain't cute. You ain't funny. The kid had other bills besides medical ones. Yeah. Here we go. I'm adorable. I can't stand his ass. That's it. I'm about to beat him. I'm going to beat his ass. But, so that's why I always say at the end of the day, do you do what makes you happy? As someone else said, don't hurt other people to do it. But unless it's a very, very extreme circumstance, don't cheat. Don't it's a coward's way out, in my opinion. You don't want to be with somebody anymore, fine. If you really feel you need to fuck someone else, go to your partner and actually have the gall to tell them. Like, that's my thing. Excuse me, gosh. If you feel you have this desire, this urge, this need to step outside, people really don't think about that. Feels like dudes don't. I won't take an ancestry test because I don't want to find out. Oh, Josephine, I'm sorry about that, honey. I don't even believe in cheating on them because the problem is, Bubblito, at that point, you might pick someone you really shouldn't. Oh, that's right, Maria. Oh my God. So we went Saturday night before we went to the movie. We went to Korean barbecue, which I've never gotten to go to, and I can't wait to go to again. Shout out to Iris for being the first to suggest it. Whatchamacallit? Toy to exercise those demons. I like that, Mikey. So we're sitting there, and I was just enjoying it because I'd never done it before. And we were all chatting, and this guy walked up to me. Now, for a fair portion of the week, I've had people approaching me saying how much they like my hair. And the way he was pointing, I also saw him pointing at my purse. And he did have a young lady with him. So I was like, oh, he's probably going to ask about my hair or he's going to ask about the purse. And then he just walked over and goes, excuse me, are you Star Son? And I went, who? Like, I swear I had a Scooby-Doo like face on for a minute because I was just so shocked. Like, I know. By the way, guys, I am officially at 6,000 followers on YouTube and 600 on Instagram. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And when you're only at 6,000, you really don't think you're going to travel to Texas, go to some random Korean barbecue restaurant, and that so happens to be the restaurant that somebody that follows you and knows your content is there. And he was so nice. He was such a sweet guy. And I remember because the thing is, so I'm a people watcher. And I had been watching him and his friends. I thought it was his girlfriend, but his friends. And they were so sweet because he was like, he knew everything she liked. He was making sure she didn't get the wrong food. And it was just so sweet to listen to. because they were in the table right next to us. And I was like, "Aw." It was just really cute. Um, and here's the funniest part, right? So afterwards, when I posted that, so I finally am getting my haters, guys. I'm kind of really excited about this. So this guy in my comments on that photo goes, "I thought you didn't approve of rolls showing, but what's that?" Because obviously, when you weigh 400 pounds, even if your belly isn't hanging out, your belly's gonna show. And I was like, this man really thinks that I meant you shouldn't show any evidence of you being overweight. Like, what? I meant don't have your belly hanging over your pants, don't have crop tops on, all that shit. And I realized he wasn't able to understand that. And so I just wrote, "Your opacity is endearing." Because I was just like, seriously, dude? Come on now. I didn't think that somebody really thought that there is clothing out there that would completely hide all evidence of you being overweight. It's not feasible, sir. See, I don't even mind showing yourself on the beach because that's an expected place. I just don't think you should be wearing a string bikini, but I think most people should be wearing string bikinis. Like, in my personal opinion, I don't think even attractive skinny girls should be wearing them because the thing is, at the end of the day, one good sneeze or one good tug and boom, everyone sees it. Like, I think decorum should be allowed in just a little bit. Exactly, you just know how to dress yourself, which is just like, um, excuse you? Exactly. Your butt cheek shouldn't be flapping out in the wind. You're essentially naked. I'm scared of fat people. I really am. And listen, that's fine. Everyone's got their thing. But I tell everyone the same thing. Like, I think everyone has to understand that there are instances where you're going to be uncomfortable and people are going to dress ways you don't want to. As a teen, I don't understand why so many grandmas and grandpas would show all. But I realize they don't care what other people think, even if the feeling is repulsion. That is exceedingly accurate. When I was a child and behaved bad, my mom used to scare me with fat people. Kiss, I will promise you, we're not gonna eat. Well, never mind. This is going into a dirty realm. But you're not scared of me, Kiss. And I promise you, I'm a very fat person. I agree, I keep that. I keep going. I keep trying to like say a word. IKD. I agree with you. I think if you don't care, that's fine. My problem is with the people that sit there and claim they don't care, but then scream, "You only care because you're fat phobic. You only care because you just want to see pretty bodies." I thought you didn't care. See, when I walked out in a two-piece bathing suit, I genuinely didn't care. I knew somebody would see it and not like it, but mm, oh, well, I'm scared of them too, honey. Fat, thin, whatever. SJW activists are scary. Okay, there's plenty of videos to back up why they're scary. This was such a cool dream. I haven't had such a visual dream in such a long time. At work, people shimmy against the wall when they pass me in the hall as if they could catch the fat. Wow, Serenity, that's ridiculous. People like, so at the airport, you know how you have those moving walkways? So they have it where you can stand to to the right or move to the left. I made sure there was a person-sized space to the left of me, but I stopped because My knee had given out on Friday, and I was hella swollen because I ran around all of Austin, and it was a lot of walking and all those airports. God. But anyways, so my knees are hella swollen, so I'm like, I'm taking every chance I can to relax. These people really stopped that they couldn't get around me. I'm like, you can go ahead. Like, it was ridiculous. But you know what I realized, guys? Going back to the being noticed thing. So there's a small problem with it. So again, I'm from Rhode Island. It's not gothic whatsoever. This is some kind of goddess thing that showed up. I don't know how vivid you guys have dreams, but my dreams always show up kind of like stories, or at least they used to. And I haven't had a story dream in a long time. And I had this story dream where it was just like these goddess like creatures were there, and this was the main one. She walked up to me, she kind of grabbed me by the shoulders. And so she was just so cool, I wanted to draw her. I'm scared of people with an audience and feed them the wrong ideas. I agree. I do agree on that one. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I'm from Rhode Island. And in Rhode Island, you don't stare ever. If you're staring at someone, you're staring because you got a problem and you're trying to get their attention so the two of you can fight. And so the problem is, I have resting bitch face. And 9 times out of 10, if somebody approaches me, the first look on my face is not a pleasant one. Um, Usually I'm like, the fuck you want? And if someone's staring at me, I'm the person that turns to me and goes, can I help you? And so now I realized I can't do that anymore. Oh my God, that's a big issue in Rhode Island. You are so right. It's because they're cold and they think it's okay. I fucking hate it, Josephine. I fucking hate it. I was never that girl. If I went out in my pajamas, it was late at night. And that was because I was forced to. Oh yeah, Serenity, you gotta be very careful because like, we have no qualms there. In Rhode Island, we have no issue looking at you and going, "Can I fucking help you? Take a picture, it'll last longer." Like that is a phrase that I heard a lot in Rhode Island that I don't that I never hear here because people watch everybody. Um you got to get really good at people watching without being noticed you're people watching. But yeah, it was definitely something that it's my auto reaction because see, Southerners are not used to it. They're used to people pretending they don't notice they're being watched. Me, I turn and I stare them directly in the eye. They really don't like that, which is just super funny to me. But the problem is now I've got to be careful because it just didn't occur to me that anyone would ever notice me because, like, my stretch is America, but it's not Texas. It's like Florida, New York. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much. Who knows? Does anyone else have that kind of reaction though when people look at them? The whole "can I help you?" or "what do you want?" or are you kind of just like the bashful type to be like, "Oh, don't look at me." So what do you guys think of this camera angle? I'm loving and hating it because I think it's just not high enough. I think I need it a little higher. I was so grateful when he brought it out for me though. I was like, this is so cool. And this solves my immediate problem because my rig was looking hella janky. And now I don't have to worry about it. People look at me, I know it's a judgment of my size. I just let it roll off my back at this point. People do the assumption. See, I never know with me, Serenity, because the problem is I am not just fat, I'm obnoxiously loud. And that's the problem. Like, I understand that I am very enjoyable in small doses and not in long term. And 10K, Caleb, that's 4,000 people away. We don't know how long that's going to take. But if you guys have something you want me to do for a 10K video, let me know and I'll plan for it. We Italian, we loud. Exactly. Bublito, that is something where, especially, I've noticed anyone who's from the West Coast, when they meet me, you can clearly tell they are not used to Italians or loud people at all. Like, I always have to start like dragging my volume down, and I feel so guilty because you physically can see them wince. If it's a mukbang, I want all of you to like just end my career now. I did get 6K pretty quickly, Caleb, but I'm already seeing a slowdown. So I don't know if YouTube now is mad at me because they've seen what I actually make as content. Last time someone stared at me, I just ignored because they stared at me because I got the last chocolate croissant at the bakery. You know what I'd done, Maria? I'd turned around taking a big ass bite of that croissant. Fun fair drawing, cotton candy all the way for 10. What? I believe you will have 10K in no time at all. Thank you, IKD. I'm half the time with my girlfriend's 200% Italian. I'm used to it by now. See, in my family, we're all just fucking loud. Like, even my sister-in-law, who was actually a remarkably quiet person, get her going, and suddenly, out of nowhere, the Italian just pops right out of her, because she's Italian, too. She goes from, like, talking like this, oh, okay! Like, she just goes, like, straight up. So, that's why she belongs with us. But yeah, if you guys have anything you think I should do, because I don't think I've developed enough to have any ideas. I mean, what does someone even do for a 10K? Do you go somewhere? I don't know. It's a weird question. Because I use expensive perfumes and walk like a runway. Yes, cocky as fuck. They told me I was lucky because my girlfriend was the quiet one of the family. Well, that was a fucking lie. My wife is Irish Italian. She's super demure and quiet till she's around females. Marissa fucking Tomei. I would be nice to see a video that shows not all fat people overeat. Fight the stereotype. Don't make me eat on camera. People usually do a Q&A. I mean, that could work. A Q&A would work. Would I do a live Q&A or would I do a pre Q&A? Being Greek, having conversation with my in-laws and my daughter's friends, ask, why are your parents yelling? Relatable. Oh, who was I talking to? My big fat Greek wedding. I think it was Iris. And it was so funny. No, Star Son, no mukbang for 10K. Fuck that. The Star Son anti mukbang. I'll just sit there doing nothing, staring at the camera. God, what else did she wear? I'm starting to forget. We're having too much fun talking about being Italian. I would like it. How about this, guys? I got 22 people here right now. Who would like to see a Q&A? Eating a patchouli cake. That sounds putrid. And you would not only get a mukbang, you get a puke video. So that's a no. That's gross. Totally joking. People stare when I lift open the hood because the shift linkage keeps undoing and I wear a diaper to fix it. Greek, do not yell after doing a shot. We break plates instead. It'll be fun. Great 2-in-1. Me for sure. A baby diaper on my hand. Okay, thank you, Josephine, because I was like, you wear it. I'm not understanding, but a baby diaper makes sense. It's very, very absorbing. All right. Well, so far that's a lot of folks voting for that. So gotta go to a meeting for my new house. Ooh, I'll be back when it is done. Well, congrats, Serenity. Go have fun. You can do a live video chat and include all of us, and you wish you a happy 10K. How about I do both? I'll do a Q&A, and then we'll do a live with me on camera instead. Do your trip to Texas super video ideas. So I do have some video ideas for Texas that I took a few videos. Um, I can tell you right now, so I saw Belle, that new anime movie that came out, and I enjoyed it, but I have a lot of criticism. Like, I won't ruin the movie for you guys, but I will say it suffered from poor pacing. They really did just kind of fly through the story. They went way too quickly. They very much expected you to just kind of understand the subtext, which if you didn't, like, it's not very helpful to folks who don't often watch anime, we'll put it that way. Um, they did direct copies of the Disney's Beauty and the Beast. Like, I mean, frame for frame in some shots. And the ending thing was exceedingly unbelievable. There was no way that I could detach myself from reality for it. So, was it very pretty to look at? Yes. Is the voice acting good? Yes. Story is okay. But I will say the parts that were very impactful, they were very impactful. Like, there was a lot, but again, this is a personal thing. It was about moms and mothers passing away, and shit, you've got me there. You have got me when there's a dead mom involved. You're gonna have my ass sobbing. It's just the way it is. So I would say it's a good film to see at least once. That's what I'll say. It's a film you should see at least once if you're an anime fan. But so that's why it's like I don't really need to do a but put is in the video too. We get the same comment. Why are they yelling? Yeah, I get that, Bublito. I do, or at least I did before. Or people will sit there and go, "Why are you yelling?" I'm like, "I'm not yelling. I'm talking." Oh, but let me tell you something, guys. So when I tell you, I loved that it snowed here in North Carolina. I hated that it waited till I was in Texas to snow in North Carolina. I was very upset. I was not pleased at all. I felt very cheated. And the funniest thing is, so I was watching my husband. There's a video I downloaded from my security camera of my husband. It's his first snow? Yes! What's without going into too much detail, what section do you live in, Josephine? Um but anyway, so my husband had to even call out of work because woof, our driveway was slick and so was our road. You could not get out of it. And they didn't plow any of the road that we live on off of it. So it was like all around we couldn't get out of there. Here is freezing. I hate winter. Going to smoke BRB. He said, "Oh no," when he saw it for the first time. Oh, you're not too far from me then. We're in the same area. Well, no, northwest. No, I'm south of am I north or south? I think we're in the same regional area, Josephine. How long does it take you to get to Concord Mills? That's how I'll know. If you haven't gone to Concord Mills, then I'm melting here in Brazil. Sense of snow. Listen, Maria, I couldn't. Everyone's like, "Oh, I love the heat." I was so grateful when it was like cold in Texas. I was stupid because I didn't bring a sweatshirt because I did need at least a little bit of, help, but it wasn't too bad. I got the padding, I got the natural padding. Oh, you've only been here a month. Oh. Patchouli Queen. I'm gonna beat you, Kiss. God. But yeah, it was like because so it gets really windy in Texas and see it gets really windy in Rhode Island, but it doesn't get super windy here. And that's actually something I kind of missed. I love the wind. And when I lived in Rhode Island, I would stand in the front of my yard when it would get really windy because it's a super spring thing. In Rhode Island during the spring, the wind blows and I would just stand in the front of my yard and just like stand there and let the wind hit me. And I don't know why, but it was a great pleasure of mine as a kid that I don't really have here. And so when I was in Texas and I get out of the car and the wind would pick up, I was so happy. Everyone else is staring at me like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Shut up. I'm having a moment." Well, I'm glad you moved out of Florida. I can't do Florida. I have friends and cousins there, and I'm like, "You guys are all nuts. Screw that. Not my cup of tea." We got dumped our first cute snowstorm yesterday, a foot of snow. We always end up with a good 2-foot storm once a year. We used to. Going to Providence Mall. Oh, Providence Place. I miss Providence Place. You know, for such a small state, that's a really big fucking mall, though. I can't lie. Like, you get your walks in there for sure. I could say I've lived in hell. Yes, I agree. I'm just not about that hot life. I don't know how other people can handle it, because me, when everyone's like, "Oh, I hate the cold. I love the heat." Why do you love the heat? When you live in the cold, you can always get warm with fire or layers or heating in your house. There's only one way to get cool against heat. AC, and that's it. Because the thing is, if you live in a hot enough area, even water doesn't cool you down because it gets hotter according to the area around it. My mom was born in Sao Paulo, and her name is Maria too. Oh, cool. Peter, you just have the most unique way of traversing the world. You lived in Canada. I forget where you say you lived now, but I believe it's somewhere in Europe. I can't remember. No. Yes? Can't remember. I'm really bad at retaining information like that. There's only so much clothing you can take off, but you can put on plenty. Exactly, Jackie. Like, that's why I love the cold weather, because no matter what, you can always get warm. So sure, the wind may be a bitch. Sure, it may be cold, but you can bundle up. You can light things on fire. The sun comes out. There are ways to make it work. There's only so many ways you can escape an oven. Ooh, I hate it, Josephine. Like, that's one of the grossest feelings in the world to me. You can be buck naked and still be hot. Exactly, Mad Mitch. Exactly. By the way, hi. I don't think I said it earlier. I'm just not about that hot life. I get all shiny like a model. You can do that with a little bit of olive oil in the winter, too. I'm just saying. There are ways. It's just, to me, he is oppressive. He is the Joe Biden of weather. And I'm just not about that. I find the cold to be much more relieving. I find breathing the air easier. Because, like, to me, hot air is exceedingly uncomfortable to breathe. I feel like I'm choking when I breathe in hot air. But when I breathe in cold air, I feel so happy. It feels like drinking an ice cold glass of water to me. Have you ever done a wall mural? Have I? No, I don't think I have. I've gotten one or two offers to do them for people, and I've never actually done it. Sun and clear skies, like, I can deal with that on a wintry day, but I actually like, so I think I recall it from The Secret Garden. I believe it's where my love of it came from. I love when it's all cool and lush and green and raining. So like when you look, the grass looks like velvet. The trees are all rich shades of green, and it's raining and there's a chill in the air. So I guess that would be like spring or early fall. I just love it. It makes me very calm and peaceful. I would sit down with a nice hot cup of something. Don't know what. Like, that's the kind of weather that makes me very happy. And it apparently is weather that depresses everyone else. I'm the opposite. Like, I enjoy sunny days, and there are days when a sunny day can't be beat. But it's just, that's what I prefer. Brazilian passport has less benefits than a Canadian one. How does a passport have less benefits? Oh, you guys need to explain it to me because I had no idea. What is that? So, depending on the country you come from, your passport gives you less stuff? I gotta know this. Yes, the Brazilian one, I don't need a visa to visit Brazil. Don't redheads have the ability to produce vitamin D themselves? No, I don't think so. Hi, Sean. Redheads are evil. Michelle McDaniels just did a video because you know what I found out? A lot of the things that white people make fun of other white people for, I don't think other people realize we did that. I really don't think people realize this, the pressure to get a tan because you're too pale, you're too white, or the pressures just to do a lot of different things. See, I didn't know anything about that. I thought you only needed a visa to work in places, like, if you're gonna go someplace you need that work visa. I didn't know you needed it just to go. That's crazy. I know, why is this doing this? This chat is now not loading the messages you guys send me. It's making me have to scroll down. Yeah, I hate tanning. I like being pale. Not because I think anything else is ugly, but I like my pale skin. I think my complexion looks way better when I'm pale. But in New England, it's a very big deal. It was surprisingly in depth. I only knew that it was just a thing we'd always said. I didn't know all of the history on it. Oh my god, this stupid thing. Oh, thank you, Sean. Yeah, that's actually my boss's dog Asda. I was roughhousing with her, and she jumped up and she nailed me. She's so cute. But when you have animals, I mean, I could tell you guys just about my scars. Like, this one's a doozy. So this one right here, that is one of my most painful scars I ever got from an animal. And the same animal scarred me. If you look, you can kind of see the bite marks right there and there. She got me right there. Um and on my knee and my thigh. So my cat Seamus, she had seizures. But seriously, Sean, thank you for the $10. I appreciate that. Um she had seizures. And this particular one, this was the worst of it. If you can see, it's a great deal many bite marks. She was laying in my lap. and she latched onto here, and she was like, like she would not let go, but she kept catching more skin as she wouldn't let go. And I was swinging my arm trying to get her. I was like 11 years old. My arm blew the fuck up. This blew up too. She got me quite a few times up until when she passed away. But so when people ask me how dedicated I am to animals, that's how dedicated I am to animals. I knew that I would get my ass chewed up, and I still refuse to let go of her. I've always just believed that once an animal enters your life, it should stay in your life. I mean, they say that the black market Brazilian passport is the most valuable, but not because of where it allows you to go, but just because anyone can be Brazilian. Hmm. You know what, Bublito? You're not funny. I would lose my hand if I had. I would not, only because I know that they would kill the tiger. Not because I'm not willing to risk it, but because I know that the biscuit isn't worth it. Like, there was this tiger that got shot and killed in Florida because some douchebag decided to stick his hand in the tiger enclosure. And a bunch of people were like, you people are more upset that the tiger died than that the man lost his hand. Damn straight. Because the tiger wasn't the idiot in the situation. The guy was. In the wild, not in captivity. Again, still, they might kill the tiger for it, and it's not worth it. But if the tiger so happened to approach me, and it was a Dr. Dolittle moment, I may be weak. I don't know. Should have just used it into the cage for a VIP experience. Yes. Hi, RC Scott. See, I'm not a big fan of modern China, but I will say they did something really cool that I love. So they have this wildlife park you can go to in China, and they stick you in a motorized cage. You and a group of like 10 other people, and they drive you through the predator side of the wildlife park. And you are in a cage, and these lions and tigers and bears, oh my, are just crawling over the cage trying to get to you. Let me tell you something. I'm pretty sure, Maria, if I had my choice, yeah, they're Dolly Partons. This girl was stacked. This is from a dream. And this woman in the dream was stacked. But anyways, I know there's two powers I would want if I became a superpowers. I'd either want the ability to fly slash teleport or talk to animals. Is that how chickens in a chicken tractor feel? Right? It was, when I tell you, it was the funniest thing to watch because these people were terrified. And I'm like, well, now you know how those animals feel. It's one of those few mild SJW things that I am about. I am very much about, and I was telling that to my boss, because they were asking me things that I was knowledgeable about. Because don't ask me about directors and movies and history of certain shows. I don't fucking know, because my brain just doesn't want to remember that kind of stuff. It's not important to me. But I can tell you a lot of mating habits about, like, different animals. And like, I'm not exactly a spider person, but I know how peacock spiders mate. And just different things like that. I want to be able to create multiverse portals. I don't, purely because of all the multiverse things I've watched. I don't want things to crisscross and cause problems. But it is really cool. My curiosity would make me want to. Stallions don't have 5 arms. What is your... So it's Starsan. A lot of people say Starsan, and I don't love it, but it's Starsan. Which, by the way, the young man that approached me, he said it right. He said star sign. I was like, ooh. Well, it's like a lot of people spell my name Cassie with an IE, and it's actually Cassie with a Y. My two best friends specifically are rude about that. They literally do it on purpose because they know it pisses me off. Well, because the thing is, like, my dad is the reason I named Cassie, because his call sign in Vietnam was Cass. And so his nickname was Cassie with a Y. And so that's why, like, I'm like, no, I want to make sure you spell it right because it's my dad, and that's really important to me, especially now that he's all I got. Mm-mm. He means pronouns. Oh, so that is pronounced, but okay. No, no, no. It's not Cassie IE or Cat or KCEY. It's CASSY. My pronouns, that fat bitch. I'm a girl. Like a girl. Like for me, mm, my whole thing about the pronouns thing is just like about other stuff. That's your Hogwarts letter. You want to feel special. Um, I feel like a lot of people that make a big deal out of pronouns, and someone made a very valid point. Your pronouns are typically pronounced when someone else is not there. Um, so why is it that big a deal? But my gender pronouns, women pronouns. Um, but I find them to be, again, I find the whole pronoun argument to be something that someone only takes very seriously if they have nothing important in their lives. Like people that don't have real issues get upset. Shut up, Kiss. People that don't have things to be truly upset about get upset about their pronouns. That's how I feel about it. Like I'm more worried about paying the bills or about making sure there's a roof over my head, making sure my animals are fed, making sure that a cat that somebody took on they can't handle gets rehomed properly. Like I don't know, I feel like there's more important things than worrying if somebody calls you that. Especially because I get misgendered fairly often because if I'm dressed in the wrong way or if my throat is deep enough, I get called a dude. I need to find my pronouns. I want to be non-binary. Maybe it is mine. I listen, as I said earlier, when it comes to anything, you do what you want to do. I will not stop you. I always want everyone you may address me as Sir Dude. Like I just I feel like at the end of the day, and this goes back into, me being overweight or someone finding me attractive, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Do whatever you want to do and don't worry if someone else doesn't acknowledge it because it should be just for you. You know, there are many people that don't acknowledge things about me that I would like them to acknowledge, and that's okay. They don't have to. I was telling my boss, I felt I was doing a very good job in certain other careers, and they would reap all the benefits at my different jobs, but would never credit me. They would never say, wow, Cass did a really good job. Wow, Cass really tried hard. It was never that. And so I realized from a very early age, just doing any job, you're not going to get the acknowledgement you want. Your validity in anything that you do, your validity in anything that you like, your validity in any activities you take part in, I'm sorry, they're going to have to come purely from you. They can't come from a place of, I want others to acknowledge me. I want others to make me feel better about my choices. I want others to tell me what I am. What I find horrible is when people get offended when others don't guess the right exactly. Like, one, it's not natural. Humans are visual based. And whether they like it or not, the only reason why we have this pronoun thing is because, again, unlike animals who have a little bit of thing called survival to worry about, we don't have that issue. We're not worried about that. And I'm just getting all these phone calls. I just look down at my phone. I've got all these missed phone calls from people I don't know in places I don't know. Remember to hit the post office. Oh, speaking of post office, guys, I have been granted access to a hi Esteban. I have been granted access to a mailbox that is in a gated community. It's in my description, so I have had requests to have a post office box. This person didn't want to see me blow the money, and she already spends the money to have a private area. So she said, just have me. And I was like, okay. So if you want to mail me something, I've gotten the request a couple of times now. My description on my YouTube has the address. Hi, just call me. Well, insane actually. People should address me as you, because if they are exactly like, it's oh, Josephine was saying goodbye. Bye, Josephine. It's just pretentious at the end of the day. It's pretentious and it's entitled. Like, no one has to acknowledge. It's like the people that sit there and go, you will call me doctor, not Mrs. Like, you have that. Granted, they spent a lot of time working for it. To me, it's pretentious. It's really desiring something just because you want to feel good about what you've done. And I'm like, congrats. Ooh. You can call me and say, I know. It was a moment. It was a moment. I'm still recovering from the flights. I am still recovering from flying around half of America. Ugh. In the matter, I don't care about pronouns. I know who I am, but we share opinions on the topic. Exactly. Listen, what, baby? What have you brought for me? Hold on, let me share everybody with you. What? Where are you? He's literally backing away from the camera. Ryan, you're a weirdo. Oh, so you just switch sides. Oh, aren't you cute? What? What? Hi, Greta. Hi, everybody. Last night, I have this thing with Greta. All I do is I hold out my arms and I go, do you want to? And she literally flew from the floor into my arms. No, don't you do that. I know, you're very excited. Daddy's going to be home soon. My husband went to work extra this week because they're making him, makes me feel like a pick-me, which is insulting. You know, people have been calling me a pick-me. And I honestly feel like being called a pick-me by people is just them telling me they're jealous that I'm getting the attention they desire. That's what it feels like to me. Because I've been called a pick-me a couple of times now. Like, oh, Star Son, you just sound like one of those fat people that's not like other fat people. And I'm not like other fat people, clearly. Because I'm the only fat bitch making these statements. So clearly, it's true. I'm not like other fat people. Oh, well. That's not being a pick-me. That's me making sure that I distance myself from their insanity. So thank you. I'm glad you noticed. They don't seem to like that very much. What is it? Hi, E-Day. So a pick-me, for lack of a better term, oh, come on now. You'll make me get a cat myself. A pick-me is someone that's like, hi, boys. I hope you'll like me because I'm better than other girls. I'm not a drama queen like other girls. I'm not this like other girls. And they've turned it into this thing where, like, you know, it's a negative to tell people that. I don't blame people for wanting to distance themselves from other abnormally dramatic people. I don't blame them at all because a lot of people in the BOPO thing, the body positivity, they're fucking dramatic. They're dramatic ass bitches. So yeah, you're right. I don't want to be associated with them. I don't want you to think I'm one of them because they're annoying. Senior markers in a case remind me I need to buy more markers and an organizer. That's what I need. I'm vegan who distances from those vegans because a lot of vegan communities are toxic. Yes, Holly, they are. And I've been called a pick me for that, right? So see, like, exactly. Like I have had friends who are vegans and they didn't like other vegans so much they stopped being vegan. Like that's how bad because the vegans, like the vegan teacher, for instance, toxic. One of my biggest fears in life is being compared to someone. I agree. Like I don't mind being compared to people because it's just the nature of the beast. But I do mind when you sit there and you tell me I'm a pick me. So it's okay if I'm a pick me for the BOPO and I'm telling them, "Oh, I'm just like you guys. Oh, I'm here to help the fat people and da da da, da," like all these girls that in the BOPO do. But it's not okay if I don't want to seem like you guys. Maybe there's a reason I don't want to seem like you guys. Maybe you guys are kind of gross in your attitudes and in your actions. Have you thought of that? And then I know someone's gonna clip that and be like, "See, she thinks fat people are gross." No, 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 no. No, I think your personality is disgusting, not your body. I've never heard of a pick me before. It's been around for a while. Usually, it's that's a pick me bitch. That's how they refer to it. It's an SJW terminology. Yeah, they use it against Republicans a lot. It's definitely something where SJWs to go. That's a pick me. And that's mainly because a lot of Republican girls don't like quirk girls. Hey, don't diss my queen. Oh, vegan teacher, I shall bring you grass gifts. No, I have a brother, but in my whole life, I always stayed on my lane, competing only with myself, nobody else. Always trying to distance myself from the crowd. That's why I got bullied. I just, I was always verbally bullied. No one ever laid a hand on me. And I credit my resting bitch face for that. Made myself my role model. I agree. I don't have any role models. I never looked up to anyone like I personally I never wanted someone else to be an aspect of my personality. Like people that sit there and Harry Potter is so important to them that they have a Harry Potter themed wedding, or directors or actors or our authors are so integral to their life, or their YouTubers are so integral to their life that any change they do just like absolutely messes up their entire being. I never could. I never could because I just didn't ever have the desire to let someone else's existence rule over my life that much. Like, I enjoy Hayao Miyazaki. I would feel sad and I'd cry if Hayao Miyazaki died tomorrow. But it doesn't mean that suddenly my life has ended. I'm married to a Dean Winchester cardboard cutout. Yeah, idolize. I think that's the way of saying it, idolize. Like, I can enjoy their stuff, but at the end of the day, what's most important to me is whatever I create. whatever I do. That's how I see it. I'm gonna try to not do my normal shading. I'm gonna try to do block shading. If that's the right phrase, who knows? I haven't eaten and I'm still probably a little jet lagged. So you'll have to bear with my incorrect wording. Betty White died. She would have lived on 50 years to spare me heartbreak. I did cry when Betty White died, but I cried because, again, it wasn't even that she was Betty White. It's what she represented to me. Betty White was important to me, not because she was Betty White, but because she was Rose from the Golden Girls. And Brandon, my best friend that passed away, he adored the Golden Girls. So it felt like I lost a piece of Brandon. But even then, if someone told me they hated Betty White, like my dad, he hates Betty White, I'm like, that's okay. You don't have to like her. Like, for me, it doesn't make, if someone doesn't like what I like, I just don't care. And mainly because people have not liked what I like for years and years. I've been the last man standing on a lot of my fandoms, and it's okay. Like Frozen 2 means a lot to me. Again, not because it's Frozen, but because it came out right after I lost my mother and right after I lost my best friend. And the whole scene where Anna is sitting there and crying her eyes out because her best friend and her sister just died in the span of an hour. Um that was so, it when I tell you, it was like that was me. I sat there and I was Anna for a second and I was crying my eyes out. My husband was passed out next to me. He was asleep. But when I tell you that movie broke me for a little bit, it broke me because I I felt all of that. I felt all of it. And I'm very grateful that I had that because it was just a beautiful moment. I appreciate you cherish your family and the values they taught you and everything. I do that to my family and my influence. You role models, but mainly I idolize myself. Yeah, like, and I always used to say it as a kid. I'm like, maybe the reason why I don't need a role model and I don't need those things is because I grew up with parents that were just like truly amazing to me. In my mind, I don't need a role model. I have my mom and dad. Like, why would I need to idolize anybody else? I hope this goes the way I want it to. I'll be so sad if it doesn't. I'm trying, but I don't know if I'm succeeding. Where'd I put it? There it is. I would say I'm mediocre talented in art, but I appreciate you, honey. Every artist says they have more to learn, and that I think it's because we just do. You're never done. There's always something new. Let me see. Put that up there. Now I'm trying to find something slightly lighter. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. That is definitely not it. And that's okay. Like I always tell everybody, if you can't draw something, just keep trying until you do. Seriously. It's the only way to phrase it. If you can't draw it, you just keep drawing it until you get the desired outcome. And that doesn't have to be the perfect outcome. It just be the desired outcome. Looking like a piece of cloth taped to the hands. Hey, if that's what it is. And I tell everyone the same thing. Sometimes you have to start acknowledging that that's just your style. Like, so is it perfect? No, but that's the way you draw hands. And that's okay. If that's how you draw hands, that's how you draw hands. Oh, thank you, Kiss. And Connor, just keep at it, honey. Esteban, you know what I mean. I'm not saying I'm like, oh, Kickster, you shucks, guys. But I'm just honest. I know where my talent lies. Am I the worst artist in the world? No, and I know I'm not. But am I the best? No, I'm not. Okay. Now here's the part that's terrifying. Honestly, I don't know how I've grown Margaret. Cause like the original things I wanted to put out without any context were like my whatchamacalls it, my Rescue Me Monday, and you can see that is not doing well in comparison to my fat acceptance videos. So you have to remember that not everything's gonna work. And I know that if I continued doing just the fat acceptance videos, that they might they'll do great, but there's a really good chance that my if I try to continue doing the Rescue Me Mondays, that they won't do good. So it's just stuff you gotta take into account. There really is a spectrum of what good or evil is. Oh, I definitely agree. Yeah, I get that a lot. You know, if you refuse to do something, you're just an evil person, you're just a bad person. I personally think that everyone should have the opportunity to just say no to something or say yes to something and, to hope for the best. What I'm doing in this, I've never done before, guys. I've wanted to, but never actually achieved. So hopefully this works. Catherine Pierce. You like Catherine? Oh, I hated her. I wanted her to die so slowly. People forget that stories were interpreted by the persons reading it. The Lion King, for example, you can show that the left wing people and right. Yeah, exactly. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. Will you say Scar represents the other party? I say Scar represents whoever's a selfish person, and I think Scar represents what it's like to covet what's not yours. But then at the same time, he is the firstborn, so it's very. Or is he the secondborn? I can't remember. There's a lot about Scar that you could say in some ways. It shows what an ungrateful person looks like. It shows what a a sad person looks like. Oh, I hated Catherine. But that's because Catherine, even though, yeah, she was self sufficient, she was also very entitled. So she was self sufficient as long as she got exactly what she wanted. And the only reason she was self sufficient is because she used people. So that's why it's like, was she self sufficient or is she just very used to getting her way? Oh. Scarlet President claims to be your friend but secretly wants you and does the crap behind your back, yeah. Like, think about it. So Scar couldn't be king, but Scar had the love of his family. Scar had a exalted place in the Pride Lands. And Scar had a brother who, despite everything, wanted to help him. And what did Scar do? Scar killed him. Instead of just utilizing the fact that he could have had a very nice life, Scar instead just got very mad that he wasn't the one on top. And then as soon as he got on top, Scar couldn't do anything. See, but that's the thing, Kiss. It's not the same thing. She didn't just use people. Like, she used people in a way she didn't care if they got hurt or if something happened to them. All she cared about was that she benefited in the end. Even with her own kids, she was like that. Catherine would get these brief moments where she was a normal person again, but even when she had a sweet deal, she would screw it up because she didn't get exactly what she wanted. I mean, she literally betrayed everyone she knew just so she would get her, you know, pleasant ending. What a lovely creature. But Mufasa got all the lionesses for himself. Aha, but we don't know that for sure because if you remember in the movie, they never acknowledged that Nala. Are we talking? We are talking about the Lion King, right? Yes, we're talking. Well, so we're talking about Vampire Diaries and the Lion King. In the Lion King, we never get shown who Nala's dad is, and the thing is, in the Lion King, they would never let another male stay around the pack, the pride rather, and Mufasa lets Scar stay around the pride, which in and of itself is a big deal. So that's how we know that they allow special privilege to him. Thank you, Christian. Hey, listen, a lot of it I do have to thank with folks like you helping me out and supporting me. So thank you. He's supposed to be Scar's son, but if you listen, they even say in The Lion King 2, he's not Scar's biological son. He just took him in. Now, oh god, what the other two lions that say that his siblings, they are Scar's children, right? They are Scar kids. And they resent Kovu for that because he got chosen as the successor. So that means even Scar allowed some other lion around, but we don't know who. That's the thing, because they didn't want to fully, go into the lion culture. They kind of just let you to believe whatever you might believe, which I think is a little silly. Here's my clear pen. Where are you? There you are. There's a Lion King too. There's like several Lion Kings. There's a lot of Lion Kings. It's the best way to phrase it. Lion King, there's a lot. There's a Lion King 2. There's Simba's Pride. There's Lion King 1.5 with Timon and Pumbaa. I hate that one. That's apparently the one everyone else likes. Me, hate it. Hated it. Let me think. I will say this, in my opinion, Lion King 2, best Disney sequel. That's the direct to home style. I do believe there's other good Disney sequels, but I believe best direct to DVD sequel. Oh yeah. Mufasa's killed Scar's kids. He probably got that. No, he didn't, because they actually, so that Scar, there's a whole thing behind it, because they actually did an in-depth dive in a book on Scar's past, and how Scar's not even his name. His name is Taka, which is Swahili for trash. So yeah, they did Scar dirty, I can't lie. But his brother still loved him. Bold and the Beautiful, kinda. Oh, I have ADHD. Maria, I know, but shut up. I know it's direct to VHS. Stop it. Let's see. I have not seen Cinderella 3. Is that the one where she has to go back in time? I have been told it's a very good one. There's this dude on YouTube that reviews Disney films. And Seamus, I think his name is. He's exceedingly entertaining. I will say, if anyone's Disney fans in this room and you haven't seen the Tinkerbell films, you're missing out. What, Penny? I hear you. I know you missed me. You missed me so much, didn't you? Come here. And you walk away from me. Fine, then bye. It's me over here getting her finished. There we go. Here we go. Well, it's starting to look like kind of what I was envisioning. She's supposed to be glowing a little bit. At least her face. This is why Rick and Morty is awesome. They don't need to rely on time travel to make a good show. Well, the time travel one is like the last Cinderella. Someone casts a spell, and it's the whole thing. It's Cinderella, and it was made like 50 years after the original film. You can't expect wonders. It was surprisingly good, way better than the other sequels. Get over here. What? What do you want, little one? Yeah. What, you want everyone to see you? What? You my bad girl? Well, there's no escape route for you. This is the one you hear yelling all the time, guys. This is my kitten. She's not really a kitten. She's like 6 years old. I know. Back down you go. I do plan to make political content in the future, and I know that's going to get even spicier when I do. I definitely plan to make some political content. Yeah, the new camera, it's upside down when it records, so it's weird. It's good, but it takes some getting used to say the least. This is not that. It looks like from the new Matrix film. How dare you? Thank you, Tracy. I've got one coming out on Thursday, which, by the way, if anyone wants to see it earlier, all you gotta do is become a patron, and yeah, it's up on there. Trying to think. No, this actually, guys, for those just tuning in, I don't know how you'll fly in and out. I I had a really visceral dream, and this woman was in it. And it was so cool that I had to draw out the woman. What do you think about theocracy? All right, let me make sure I'm right on this one before I answer that question, Christian. I want to make sure that I am correct in my interpretation of that word. Okay, I don't believe in it. No. No, I was right. No, I don't believe in the church running the state because I do believe at the same time. I believe in freedom for all, and I believe that's the American ideal. I believe that if you are American, you have the right to be whomever and whatever you want to be, even if I don't agree with it. And I think theocracy ruling, no, I think that would be very bad. I think that that would cause nothing but another Spanish Inquisition. I believe that true followers of Christ, like you and me, are our goodness, our kindness, our love, and our passion, and our happy lives should be enough to inspire people to want to follow God. My favorite holiday. That's a hard one. See, because I adore fall. I love Halloween, but I also love Christmas. Easter is very sentimental to me. 4th of July is super fun. So is Valentine's Day is very sentimental to me. So I have a very hard time picking one. Thanksgiving's the only one where I'm like, that's cool. It is it is first a book, but it would turn to a movie, and some people, okay, I'm lost. Which one is that one? I guess I would say I love all the holidays, and yeah, as unoriginal as that sounds, I love all the holidays. I have such a love just for getting dressed up and having fun and just all over. That's my thing. Ender's Game? Oh yeah, Ender's. That's oh wow, that's a long time ago. And no, this was I can't explain what the dream was. It was weird. So it was this dream where these women approached me saying that I was some this, that, or the other, some grand hickey hoo dad. And this woman was like the lead, and she came up and she gave me this like vision, and they were all glowy and they all had this weird crown. They were all different shapes and sizes and heights, and it was just really cool. And I thought it was such a cool dream that I had to draw it. At least her, because she was just really cool. There's no religious people who distort it. I agree. I feel that all religion has been distorted by people who abuse it. I very much agree on that. I think that there's nothing wrong with religion. I think a lot of people abuse religion. A lot of people abuse what it could be and how it could benefit others. The first time I stream. Hi, Kata. Yeah, Peter Karch, just like Esteban said, I agree. I agree with you. I feel like people just abuse religion. Is she looking bright, shiny, and glowing? Because I can't really tell. I feel like she's looking it, but again, it's my first time doing it. Everything I learn through just like kind of watching people and hoping I get the technique right. Now let's see, what color were those thorns on her head? But it wasn't golden in the dream. It was like this everything about her was cool tones. Religion is a cult. Do you believe in the Easter Bunny? Come on. No, because that's the thing is Easter Bunny's not real. That's not part of it. That was created just, for the sake of it. If you believe in Easter, what you believe in is the death of Christ and that he died for our sins. I mean, the Easter Bunny is a cute little thing that you can use for decoration, but no one believes the Easter Bunny is real. Thanks, Peter. Is it fun hanging out? Have a good day, everyone. Thank you. Oh, okay. Well, Sean, in my defense, I can't tell anymore. People, I can never tell. There was this one guy, he used to follow Gothics. Pro Me the USA. I don't even know if he even exists anymore. Anytime someone would come on the comments on her streams and talk about religion, he would have a meltdown. He would go after them. He called them all sorts of names, and he would just talk like an absolute ass. And I tell him, I don't want to have to ban you. And he would get so passive aggressive and such a little whiny bitch about it. He'd be like, "Oh, So okay, you just want control. You want to feel like you control me. Oh, you want to be my mommy. And I was like, no, I'm asking you to be a grown ass adult and not get mad at people because they believe in religion and you don't. Okay, mommy. And I gave him so many chances. And finally, one day, I'd had enough. And I was like, you know what? You've been warned. And I banned him. And Esteban, I'm glad you don't remember him. He was ridiculous. But then what he proceeded to do, once I banned him, he went on to my all my videos that he could get onto at the time I wasn't making any of my own. And all the videos that I did have up at the time, he started writing, "I'm so glad you're infertile. You're so busy trying to be a mom to anyone else. There's a reason why you couldn't have kids because you're just a disgusting piece of shit." And he just kept going on and on and on. I don't know if his comments are there anymore. I can't see them. They were all over that one I did of my drawing pad where I drew Aviana on it. He was on that one and I think my marker review video. And I literally just blocked him one day and I haven't seen it since. Oh yeah, he went off. Like he was so pissed cuz he kept saying, "I don't care if you tell me you're not going to. You're just trying to show off your strength." And then as soon as I finally did it, oh, he was fit to be tied. He was so fucking pissed. And I was just like, "Whatever. Whatever floats your boat, bro." I mean, I have the screenshots of whatever he was so bitter, Maria, so fucking bitter. I was like, "Wow, dude. Do you feel better now? Would you like me to get you a binky?" He was just like sad, sad little man. Oh, that's the right color right there. Sorry, don't mind me. I was just so excited. I picked it on the first try. Ah! That just happened. My hand gave out. Thank you, Subhu. I think I said it right. I hope I did. But yeah, he was wicked bitter. I literally said, I was like, here's the attention that you wanted. Because that's what I tell people. When people get really crabby with me and they start commenting on my shit like that, I have a habit of being very passive aggressive. Like with the dude that was saying about my roles earlier. So I just get very passive aggressive. I'm like, I understand you want my attention. I understand you don't get a lot of it in real life. And this is your only way of, getting some kind of female love and affection. So here, this is for you. Here's your little pile of attention. This is all you're getting from me. And he kept commenting. Like after I wrote this, I was like, I'm not commenting anymore. I gave you multiple chances. You're just mad that I had the ability to ban you and you don't like it. You're mad that I'm religious. You don't like that. And that's fine. But bye. I'm not commenting after this. And he left like 3 or 4 more comments over a series of 3 days to try and beg for my attention. Yeah, exactly. People get like this kiss. Like me personally, I don't care if you're liberal because so many of my friends are hyper liberal. So many of them. And I've gotten very used to I have noticed over the last few years, I feel like I am truly the most tolerant person in my friend group or in my circle because I just genuinely have had to learn to not care about what other people believe in because I was so used to it. I'm so used to people just not liking what I like or not believing in what I believe in or not adhering to the same beliefs I adhere to. So I become a very accepting person. And I realized most people are not like that. Most people are not like that because they never had to be. But I feel like many conservatives are because we haven't had a choice. We haven't had really the choice of saying we can choose to not enjoy this anymore because it doesn't have our belief system. My mom used to be the queen of, we're not buying that anymore because they don't believe in Republicans. I'm like, Mom, if we boycott everything that doesn't believe in Republicans, we're not going to have anything to eat or clothes to wear. And I'm not going to do that. It's stupid. So what I do instead is I would operate in a way that would make people say, wow, Cass, why are you so this, that, and the other? And then when they'd realize my political backing, you would always see this moment of, oh, you're one of them. Yeah, but you didn't know, did you? Because clearly I'm not what you thought one of them is. See, it depends on the argument. If it's a fun argument, I enjoy going toe to toe. But when it's someone who's literally just trying to make me feel bad about myself, I love to take the air out of their sails. Like, again, I go back to that person earlier that was upset about me saying don't show your roles, but clearly there's no way to completely erase the fact that you have roles. I never said I wanted you to. Someone like that, he wants me to get upset. They want me to get mad. They want me to cry and get nasty. So I don't. I laugh. Because that's hilarious to me. Someone you don't like, someone you don't want to support, someone you are not a fan of, and you are wasting your energy trying to make them feel bad about themselves. You're not going to win. And I'm going to tell it to everyone in this chat right now. Don't ever be that person. You are wasting your energy. You are wasting your time. Never put that much energy into someone you don't like. Hope you're having a good day. I never caught a live before. Hi, Nola. Thank you. I say what I believe to a liberal and they go crazy, but I don't treat them like that or forget. Exactly. You can't. You can't. And the worst thing is this guy is a Republican, the one I'm talking about, the one that was bitter like that. He was not a liberal. He was a Republican. And that's why I thought it's so funny. Like, we agreed on everything else but religion. And he was super hateful towards anything religious. Do you have any study tips? I'm studying and I need the best way. Oh. Ugh. The best study tip I can give you is learn how you memorize things. So for me, I'm very visual. If I had to remember something, I try to remember it in a visual sense. That's the best thing I can tell you, honey, because otherwise, I got nothing. I was not a good student. And tests freak me the fuck out. I am not that person. I know I seem like I might be a studious bitch, and nope. Your girl was a bad student. A real bad student. Like, everyone, I forgot where I was, and was like, I bet you were the teacher's pet. No. I raised my hand a lot, and I asked a whole bunch of questions, but let me tell you, I was the kid that was last to bring up their homework. I was the kid that was last for the test because I wanted to utilize as much time as I could. I was the kid that panicked on multiple choice. When I left high school, I was in the bottom 10 of my class of like 400 people. I am not the one, honey. I am so sorry. And it's not that I'm stupid, not to sound like Sheldon, but I've been tested. I do have a high IQ. I just don't use it. You know what I memorize really well? I memorize animal facts. I got you if you need to know things about like a kiwi and how much percentage of their body the egg takes up on the inside. I got you on the mating habits of lions. I got you on rehabilitating vicious cats. I got you on all that. You know where I don't got you? Exactly where you're asking me. I don't got you. I wish I did, but I don't. My skills, they crack a lackin'. Exactly, Esteban. That is where my knowledge lies. I'm pretty sure I just got a phone call. Let me see. Because my phone is lighting up like the 4th of July. Let me take a peek-a-doodle. Let's see, what time is it now? 2:06. My the lead at my job, the lady that runs everything, she's asking me when I'm available for a meeting today. What are the tips you'll give someone in their 20s? Now that I can give you tips on. Where's the Tiger perfume bottle? There she be. So, you might not want to know my simple meals, Amanda, because apparently I really disturb people with my culinary choices. But let me go over the tips for a 20-year-old. I will tell you, spend less time worrying about partying and more time just enjoy, like, building for your life. While you're young, in my personal opinion, when you're in your 20s, that is peak time for you to whatchamacalls it, to do hard labor, to prepare your body for getting older. So get in the habit of taking good supplements, get in the habit of exercise, get in the habit of a good skin routine, get in the habit of a good eating routine. I feel that your 20s should be when you develop the positive things you need for your 30s and 40s. Because if you develop bad habits in your 20s, they're extremely hard to get rid of uh, in your 30s and 40s. So that's my tip to you. If you want to find a hobby, if you want to learn a certain exercise, if you want to change the way you eat, if you want to develop a better way of just doing things, do that then. And I also recommend, and again, when I make the mattress video, it's going to be very important, invest in a good mattress. And I'm going to make sure that everyone does. If you don't, it's not my fault, but I'm going to do my best to make sure you do. Um, Tips for a simple meal. So I am a exceedingly simple person. I regret not being slutty. I will 30 minutes. Okay. Um, for a simple meal, I'm a very simple person. Toast is good quality toast. Don't use sugared bread. If you can use quality dairy bakery bread. Um I enjoy just a simple thing of a tangerine toast and skim milk. That's a very easy meal for me. Maybe a package of all natural cheese. Um let me see what else. I enjoy just a can of sardines and saltines. I think the thing is you have to figure out something that you enjoy eating that's simplistic for you. Struggling to eat small, simple meals, I get that completely. But what you have to figure out is what your markers are. So a lot of the simple meals I have, they touch on the markers of things that I want to eat. So like I enjoy uh protein a lot, and my easiest protein meal is cheese snacks. So I have um Sargento mozzarella sticks and Bel Gioioso mozzarella balls, and I have Kind bars. I have the all almond bars. Get someone in the bed. Oh, getting the most sleep and sleep early. Okay, so I don't want to tell you yet. That's going to be in the video. But all right, so I'll give you a quick rundown. If you are having a hard time sleeping, the key thing is first, you need to have a bedtime. If you are someone, let me take you through while I'm letting this dry out because I've got it. Because even with markers, you got to let them dry a little bit, guys. So let me get my water. It's gonna be a long-winded thing. Gonna take you through it, kids. So I'm gonna do this in a longer form in my mattress video. But oh, it's very timely, Caleb. Excellent. So then I will tell you now, going off of habits, this is an excellent thing, right? Cracking my knuckles, I'm ready. So on a scale, how I just lost 3 people who I'm about to say this. On a scale, go ahead and put up a hand emoji if you don't have a set sleeping time, meaning you're not in bed by a certain time every night. Go ahead. I'll wait while I see if this marker works for what I want. I want to see how many of you don't have a sleep time. Just put a hand emoji if you don't have a set bedtime. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So, a fair portion of the people in this conversation have no set bedtime. And I want to bet most of you who don't have a set bedtime also have a hard time sleeping at night. Would I be correct on that? So, I'm about to make you guys think I'm magical. Are you ready for this? Because I used to do this a lot. Okay, so E-Day does. All right. It's literally midnight here. Okay, so I bet most of you who don't have a set bedtime, you also have a hard time sleeping throughout the night. You have a very hard time falling asleep. How many of you who don't have set bedtimes are on your phone all the way up until you're in bed and you're about to go to sleep? Especially with the lights off. I promise these questions, there's a method to my madness. There we go. Amanda, you're already answering your own questions for why you have a hard time falling asleep. And I'm going to make you realize that. There we go. Esteban, there we go. And what did he say? He has a terrible time falling asleep too. Oh, I'm about to ruin all your days. You know where I'm going with it. Don't blow my load too early, Nola, because I'm getting there. Are you a prophet? So, this is why I promise you the mattress videos I'm making are going to be helpful to you kids. Are you ready for this? The blue light from your phone is designed to keep your brain working longer. So if you're on your phone, especially in the dark, your brain is not understanding it's time to shut down. So what's happening is you're absorbing things that make your brain more excited, that make your mind move faster. So you are having a hard time breaking down your day. You're not decompressing. You are associating. Right. That is only part of your problem, Amanda. When I tell you this is a multifaceted problem, and I have helped a lot of people with this is only part of your problem. So, when you take the time to use your phone when you're going to bed and you don't utilize it in a calming way, most people are going to be on social media. They're going to be reading the news, they're going to be watching a video, something that excites their brain. They are pausing the proper way to go to sleep. And I'm forgetting all the terms. It's been a couple of months now, but your brain is having a hard time processing that it's supposed to go to bed, especially because if you're doing it one night at 9 o'clock and one night at 1 a.m. and one night at midnight and one night at 10:30, your brain has no pattern to follow. There is no pattern for your brain to say, okay, I'm supposed to do this right now, or okay, I'm supposed to do this right now. Your brain is just trying to figure it out. The key to a good night's sleep, sending bad, she is really bad about that. The key to a good night's sleep is every single night you should be getting ready to go to bed 2 hours beforehand. In my household, everything starts by 8 o'clock. This was especially true back when I worked for the mattress company. 8 o'clock was typically when I got home. At 8 o'clock, we would get home, we would have dinner. By 9 o'clock, we were starting to get the animals ready. Everything had to get cleaned up. We would start putting everything away. By 9:20, the dogs were fed. The dogs went outside. The cats were fed. The dogs come inside, they go into their crates. While the dogs were in the crate, my husband was brushing his teeth, doing his face routine, and then by 10, he was in bed. And every morning, he had to wake up by 4:45. The only reason he's able to wake up on time, and I've tested this, if he goes to bed at 1 a.m., he is not waking up at 4:45. It's not possible. Your brain gets too used to it by the time you reach a certain age. Pillows, are you ready for something to maybe break all your hearts? You should have one, and that's it. And the pillow I'm going to use her as an example. A pillow is designed to fill your space. It's designed to fill here, the back, or the side. No other pillow. Having too many pillows is a sign of depression. When you have more than one pillow, you actually are trying to recreate a nesting situation. So you are surrounding yourself in a comfort bubble. That is the same reason why a lot of folks like fetal positions and they like being cuddled up in that thing because it's a sign of depression. It's a sign of you needing that comfort while you're sleeping. Usually it can be a sign of one of two things, depression or pain, usually a combination of the two. But going back to sleeping schedule, because I'm not going to tell you everything because then you won't watch my mattress video. The key thing to a good night's sleep is having the exact same schedule and pattern every single night without fail. You really are a prophet. Listen, I did this for a living for 5 years, guys. I know exactly. For instance, if I have you laying in front of me, I can guess if you have a walking issue with your hips. I can guess if you have a problem with your shoulders. I can guess the way that you stand if you've been to a chiropractor. Nakamura on my bed. I'm still watching that video, no doubt about it. Because listen, when I tell you I love sleeping, and I loved learning about all this because I needed to learn. This is important stuff, guys. And it's important stuff that none of us get to learn. And I want you to know. I want you to know these things because I want you to be better. I want you to save money and sleep happy. And the thing is, when you're going to bed, your brain requires that time, and you do yourself a disservice by going to bed at uneven times. Even if you have nowhere to go in the morning, you should still be doing this. Yeah, I need to know more, so I will watch it too. There's just so much. There is so much that we don't know as a society that we should know and that I want to tell you, because I will tell you right now, that's the key thing. You set up a pattern. For all of you in the chat right now, that you're not going to sleep on time, that you're not having good night's sleep, that you're waking up in pain. I guarantee most of you wake up with a clenching in your jaw. You feel a pain right in the back of your teeth. You might be feeling a stiffness in your neck, and you feel like you got hit by a freight train. If you have a very hard time getting out of bed in the morning and you have a hard time waking up, again, same things. You should be waking up and within 10 minutes stretching and getting out of bed. And if it takes you longer to get out of bed than that, you are not following proper procedures to get a good night's sleep. My bells ring will watch my video. Wait, so what's the normal time to go to sleep? See, now that's the thing. It depends on what you do. A normal time going to sleep depends. Well, Kiss, that can also be the amount of pillows that you got. Again, this is going to be all these things I go over because, guys, people don't realize it. We do this to ourselves and we don't even realize it. What? I should create a bad romance novel with the Please do that. I'll be very happy. Do one of Aviana and Red too. You will make my day. I'll pay you. I feel fully chastised. Dr. Stars on MD. I already have the title Stars. That's gonna kill me. Listen, you have no idea the joy it would bring me if you do it. Please do it. Even though Star Sun is right, I still won't listen or do it because I'm stubborn. Hey, you know what? You're stubborn until you start noticing that my 400-pound ass can march around happier than you. That's the thing. Once you learn and once you start getting a good night's sleep, it's enviable. Oh, you never want to go back. I never want to go back. That's why I believe spending money on your mattress is super important. To tell us our future, she's a fortune teller, you guys. I've been working on my digital art skills, so I am rusty and out of practice, but I will. You're gonna die. She doesn't even need tarot cards. Listen, I would get this a lot from my guests. I would look at them and they'd walk in and they'd hitch their hip a certain way, and you could tell that they held their shoulder a certain way. And I can almost always tell those people didn't sleep right. And I always ask them, what position would you sleep in? So, like, I will tell you, I'm gonna blow my load right now. Hold on. I just gotta use this marker and then I'm gonna get off this page and show you. So you ready for this? I'm about to definitely break some hearts. I'm about to ruin some days. If you sleep, that's not it. Wait, is that it? Yes. If you sleep like this, and are regularly experiencing Charlie horses and back pain, raise your hand. How many in my audience sleep like this and are regularly experiencing back pain? Maybe your knees are swollen. You're feeling back pain right here. Maybe you're getting pain here and here. Maybe you're feeling pain right here. I want to know. Ooh, water intake is very big. I want to see how many people sleep like this. I feel called out. Put my hands different. Wait, these are just quick drawings. That's why you don't see any faces. But this is face down. So this person is face down on the mattress. This one's facing this way. You sleep in the fetal position. That's why your neck hurts, Kiss. Me. Thank God is the only thing I don't do. So, fun fact, if you sleep like this, when you're doing this, you're putting pressure on your sciatic nerve. You're 9 out of 10 putting too much pressure on your knees. You are creating tension in your shoulders and in your neck. This position right here, this is a stomach position. This is your side. And hand on my face. That's exactly what this is. So here's something you all should know. Your back, you sleeping, should be as similar to this. The position you sleep in should be as identical to standing straight as possible. If you sleep on your back, you should be positioned like that. If you sleep on your stomach, you should be positioned like that. If you sleep on your side, you should be positioned like that. Here's why. The alignment of your spine is the most important thing to sleeping. A proper pillow to fill in the space is all that you need. And if you sleep on your stomach, you typically shouldn't have a pillow at all. The corpse is okay. But if you sleep like this is face up. If you sleep in any position other than this, you are causing yourself detrimental harm to your body. It is why you are waking up with aches and pains. And here's why. I want everyone to do this test with me. Take your hands, okay? I want you to take your hands, ball them, and tighten them. I want you to white knuckle. Tighten them as hard as you can. Hold them there. Keep holding. Now release. Did you notice that ache that you felt when you released your hands? That's a buildup of lactic acid. And what you do throughout the night when you overflex your joints is you are slowly building up lactic acid throughout the night, which is why when you wake up in the morning, no, this is a stomach position. But that is why when you wake up in the morning, you feel like you've been hit by a ton of bricks. That is why you feel the aches and pains, because you are literally flexing your muscles all night long. And your muscle doesn't get to recover. So that is why you must sleep in this position. And frankly, scientifically speaking, the best way to sleep is like this. This is a side view. And I'm going to tell you why no, you cannot replicate this with pillows. Look petulant. What the starts going, you are the boss of me. Do you know I've had full-grown adults when I've sold mattresses to them, essentially act that way? Hi, Daniel. Yeah, I've had people full grown, I ain't changing the way I sleep. That's the way I sleep. Fun fact, your position in bed and the way you sleep is nothing to do with science and everything to do with habit. It's because up until now, you haven't slept properly, and that's the way your body is adjusted to try to escape sleep, rather, escape pain in your sleep. That is the only reason why you have a set position. So, going back to here, sleeping with your knees, with your back. My Lulu! Everyone say hi to Yuba. Tell her how beautiful she is and she's wonderful and we love her. Lulu, you should say in the comments how I helped you with your mattress. I sold Lulu her mattress and she still loves it. Don't you, Lulu? Don't you? It's my baby. I love her. She's a real life friend, though, guys. So that's why I'm going crazy. So when you lay down in a mattress, this is called the zero gravity position. And this is one of my favorite things to ask folks. Lulu, don't say a fucking word. Why do you think that this position is called the zero gravity position? If your lower back is not equipped to sleep on your back on your belly, that's why they told you that, Esteban, and they're probably right. I don't sleep on my belly at all anymore. I stopped because it was hurting when I gained weight, but now it's just not comfortable like it used to be. So I want to ask reduced gravity. So keep going, guys. I want to see because you're gonna be shocked when I tell you what it is. Because I've had to teach my other jobs because I had to look it up myself. So you're all right and wrong. Anyone seen a NASA launch ever? Or a space launch? This is a position that astronauts are put in when they go into orbit. Here's why. This is the best way for your body to absorb gravity as the G's are coming at you. Because it's close to the toilet. So ideally, you would sleep in this position on an adjustable base. You cannot replicate it with pillows, and here's why. An adjustable base is a hard surface that pushes you up. Pillows are soft, uneven surfaces made with different lofts and have different pressure points where there's different thicknesses. So you cannot replicate this with pillows because you will actually end up causing more pain. Kind of like the Princess and the Pea. The Princess and the Pea may be a funny story, but it has some facts. This puts unneeded pressure on your muscles. Okay? Going back to this. This is the position that astronauts in when they go into orbit, and here's why it helps you. There's multiple reasons why the zero gravity position helps you. It raises your chest, so it opens up your lungs to make breathing better. So you can take in deeper breaths without wheezing and without any pressure of your muscles or your body fat pressing up into your throat. It relieves your lower back and your spine by decompressing all of those vertebrae. So any lactic acid and nitric acid buildup and air buildup. I'm getting to that, Caleb. I'm getting there. All of this releases tension. It releases tension on your hips and on your knees by relaxing these muscles. So nothing is rigid. With it being all relaxed and not rigid, this is an adjustable base. Adjustable bases are not the same as a mattress. The mattress that you can get is either a pocketed coil, a hybrid, a gel matrix, or a memory foam. And I'm not going to tell you much more because this will be a 5-hour live stream. The dentist chair pose is a very good way of putting it. I'm actually going to utilize my own mattress for this demo, guys, when I do the video, because I have an adjustable base. I have a foam mattress. I have one that you can't get anymore, as a matter of fact. But what this does, it raises your knees slightly above your heart. Here's why that's good. It promotes better blood flow throughout the body. So the reason why your blood flow is good is, who here has ever gotten hot and cold spikes when you've gone to bed? You know, you wake up and one of your legs is boiling hot, but the rest of you is ice cold, or vice versa. Oh God, there's a whole conversation going on in the chat. I don't even know what's going on. Are you children even paying attention? Well, at least you're paying attention, Ide. But the blood flow helps create no hot or cold spikes. It promotes better blood flow to your heart, which means you're not going to have more chances for we do miss. But I'm going to go into more in depth on this. But here's what I will tell you guys. The first and simple thing is the key to a good night's sleep. Ready? Proper schedule. Do not ingest liquids or foods at least an hour before bed. Evacuate your entire system right before you go to bed. The one that's my favorite, oh gosh, I don't even know if it exists anymore. Let me see. Let me look it up. You must go to the bathroom right before you go to bed. Oh, who called me now? Oh, my husband called me. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm on the phone with my husband. I had to ask him what he was doing. Now I gotta check the bank account. You're thirsty before going to bed because more than likely you ingested something that you weren't supposed to. So, like, if you drink a lot of sodas, the only thing you should be drinking before bed is water. Anything that contains sugar, anything that contains caffeine, anything that contains too much protein, you shouldn't be having. Hey, Casey. Ooh, money did come in. So I'm gonna tell my husband to pick me up, Dunkin', because I really want a coffee. Money. I know, Greta Weta. What a pretty baby. So, the key things to a proper night's sleep. Fruit and herbal teas are not better than water. They are worse for going to bed because you're ingesting sugars, you're ingesting caffeine, and you are ingesting different things that are going to keep you awake. Right before bed, the only thing you should be having is water. And not a lot of it either. Sips just to lubricate your throat. That is exceedingly important. Even milk is horrible to have before you go to bed because that's protein and natural sugars, and that's going to keep you awake. Hold on, I'm asking my husband for what I want. And a partner in bed. Yes, a partner is very important. The thing is, all tea contains caffeine in it, kitchen. All tea has some form of caffeine. And when you have fruit, it's still sugar. It's natural sugars, but it's still sugar. Does my gigantic teddy bear count? That might be more disturbing to your sleep than anything. A lot of folks get very mad at what I tell them, and I understand that. Wait, what did I do? Yeah, they naturally a lot of things naturally have caffeine in it. But the thing is, you don't need to have any herbs before bed. The key thing to going to bed is as clean as your stomach can be. It's not required. The fruit tea I currently drink is made with orange peels, so no sugar. There's natural sugars in it. No matter like I'm telling you, kitchen, I understand, and this is the kind of pushback I get often. I it doesn't have to be liked, but the fact is a fact. The only thing you need before bed is a sip of water to lubricate your throat. You can have your sugar, you can have your fruit and your tea before an hour before bed. That's fine. But do not have it right before bed. You're setting yourself up for failure. There we go. Yes, that lubricate. Well, because it's lubricating the throat. It's the best way to put it. It's the truth. God. The girl in the thumbnail? Oh, that's me in the thumbnail. But yeah, the proper way to get some rest, because I know we're starting to run low on time. We only got 20 minutes left. Proper schedule. If you have a schedule, make it, stick to it. 2 hours before bed, you start your timer. So you make sure that if you're going to eat anything, 2 hours before bed is when you have it, not an hour before bed. So no foods or liquids after that hour. Make sure right before you go into bed, you evacuate your system. Get everything out. Go to bed on time. Now, what on time means is no, you can't do it. You don't have to worry about doing it down to the minute. But if your bedtime is 10, be in bed no later than 10:15. Stick to it. If you're going to go into bed, do not use your phone or watch TV. You keep that the way it is. You try to distance entertainment and things because a lot of folks make the big mistake of having important discussions right before bed, like an argument or a debate or bills. You should Eli, I feel like I've created a monster with you guys. When you should already be sleeping. Damn, Daniel. Calling them out. But no phone or TV when you're in bed. And when you sleep, straight position, as close to standing as possible. No bend in your joints, no bend in your back unless you are in the zero gravity position. And do not try to replicate it with pillows. If you do not have an adjustable base, just sleep as straight as possible. Now, obviously, I understand if you have a mattress that is denting improperly or making you uncomfortable. Okay, I get it. You do it until you can fix it. The phone not in bed is the most hard part. I agree, kitchen. That is something that especially we as a society have. Oh my God. Thank you, Sean, for the $50 super chat. You did not need to do that. Thank you. Oh, I'm so appreciative. You don't have to do that, guys. Although, obviously, I very much appreciate when you do. Listen, I'm very passionate about mattresses. I'm very passionate about mattresses because I have found so many people just it did make my day. I didn't expect that. Thank you, guys. Just start love from bed in fetal position. But you know what, Eli? By the end of this year, I hope that I can inspire you to go and get your own very good sleep system. Because I promise you, this isn't even all of it. Guys, I haven't even cracked the surface. I haven't talked about sheets and how you should go to sleep and what you should wear when you go to sleep, or rather shouldn't wear. When I tell you guys, there's so much. That's why the video is going to be 3 parts, because we really don't realize what we are doing to ourselves. We really don't realize how much damage we are causing ourselves purely by not having a good night's sleep. For tummy sleeper, what do you do with your arm? So, okay, we go back to this. This is any position. This can be interpreted as laying flat on your tummy. The only difference is when you lay on your tummy, obviously don't lay face down, lay sideways. And you can do one of 2 things with your arms. And it's going to take some finagling because people are not used to it. You can lay with your hands palm up like this, which is very weird for some folks. You've got to figure out how to position it right. But if you're a woman, and especially if you're well endowed, what's much easier is laying with your arm bent like this, palm up. These are the positions. Oh, dang it. This position. So this is somebody on their back. There's their little butt. This is somebody on their belly, sleeping. You tilt your head sideways, whatever side works best for you. You keep your legs as straight as possible. And you keep your arms either straight down your sides or cricked up. And again, when I do my video, as embarrassing as it's going to be, I'm going to use myself as a demonstration with all these positions, because I have done this at work. When I used to work for the company, I would get on the bed and I would showcase the different positions for these guests, because they don't understand it unless, visually they show them. My arm always going to the pillow, I lay on it. Yes, but when you lay on it, look right here. Look where you're causing pain. You're causing pain right here, here, and down here, especially because you're causing this cinching. You're cinching your shoulder blades, which is putting pressure on the muscles back there. You're putting pressure on these joints, and you're overextending all of your chest. So you're creating all of this damage by overextending. And fun fact, so in my left shoulder, for years, I would get this weird pinch pain, and it would physically feel like my arm got dislocated, and I would have a very hard time lifting my arm. Turns out it's because I slept in this position. I haven't had that pain in going on, knock on wood, 4 years, because I no longer sleep with my arm like that. When is this video coming out? So I was originally going to do, here's what I want to ask you guys. I was originally going to do a couple of more body positivity videos this weekend. I was going to film them. But if you'd rather, I will film the mattress videos this weekend and release them throughout February. A mattress of fashion! Ida, you're going to fucking kill me. Here's what I will tell you all. I'm gonna put up a post on the community with a poll asking if you guys want me to film them. You gotta let me know soon so I can prepare in advance for it. I will do the mattress videos this weekend, edit them, and start releasing them over the next 3 weeks. or I will do more body positivity ones. So I will put out a thing for that. That's a killer synopsis. I love it. I want the mattress videos. Do all the videos on your own time. Well, the thing is, I'm super excited for the mattress one, but I also want to make sure that everyone else is super excited for it too. Because most folks don't get excited about mattresses like I do. I get exceedingly excited. But all right, so for now, I'm going to put this away. What about the Facebook group? Listen, only 2 people said they want it. I need more. Once I get more people, I will definitely do it, but I need to see more outreach. Because the thing is, we only have 1 or 2 people. I will definitely get too distracted to remember it's there, and that's just my own bad. I'm sorry. I know it sounds like an asshole thing to say, but I know me. I'll see too many shiny objects. The only reason why I remember that my Discord is there is because enough people ping it all the time. So I'm like, yay, they keep me on track. Mattress madness. Maria, you're a fucking genius. Maria, that's why you're a patron. I love it. That's brilliant. You're right. I should hold it off for March. Sorry, guys. Maria just set my thing. I am going to amp up for it, and I'm going to put some previews out because Once Upon a Mattress. You guys are giving me too many good ideas. I love this so much. I love you guys. This is perfect. Oh my god. So yeah, we're gonna title it Mattress Madness March Mattress Madness for sure. That's happening. But I am probably still going to film them soon. And make Princess and the Pea reference. Oh, I do. Let me tell you something. I want you all to keep in mind the phrase ice cream for dinner. I really want you. Thank you again, Sean. That was so sweet. You did not need to donate like that, but I so appreciate it. So yeah, I'm gonna amp up for March Mattress Madness. I'm gonna amp up for that, and I might title it like you guys said, "Once Upon a Mattress and the Passion of the Sleep" or whatever. You guys are fucking hilarious. It is true, Kiss, and I'm probably gonna do that because especially now that you guys suggested that, it just makes more sense to do it in March and amp people up for it. But whatchamacallit, I want you to keep in mind, remember this phrase. Remember it. Ice cream for dinner. It is not a good idea, and I used it to sell mattresses, and let me tell you something, I made a killing. But I want you all to remember that phrase. It is very integral to the way I sell mattresses. That was a very integral phrase. Because I changed a lot of minds just from that. Neat drawing. What does it have big boobs? I don't know. So she appeared in a dream last night. I'm drawing someone who she was in a dream I had last night, and it was a really cool dream. And so that's how this whole started. I had the mattress thing kind of just happened because people started asking me questions, and I can't help myself. But at least now you guys know I genuinely have some knowledge, and I'm not just bullshitting you. I was known for my lack of returns at my job. My guests trusted me to sell them the right mattress, and I almost never had any returns. Lulu, are you still in the chat? Tell them how long you've had your mattress. A mattress tail? Should I dress in red? All the sleeping beauty when it's over. That's my aim, man. That is my fucking aim. I want you happy. Do you know how much happier people would be if they all slept properly? Whew. Did you know that a proper night's sleep is related to the way you eat, proper digestion, your ability to retain information, your ability to react behind the wheel, your ability to heal from certain illnesses, your ability to get to anything on time. There is so much that's related to you being able to eat properly. I mean, you be able to sleep properly, and nobody realizes it. And as you can tell, I'm very passionate about that. I definitely I'm just very, 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 very passionate about sleep. I eat one a day, eat one child, or a dream. I wish I had dreams like this. Most of mine are absolutely terrifying. So even my terrifying dreams, Eli, because this wasn't exactly a fun dream, but her design was super fun. Yeah, she was like a harbinger of scary things coming. Her and the other ladies in the dream. She was just one of them. But she was still super fun. So I couldn't resist keeping her. See Star Sun in cosplay. Cosplay? What did I miss? Or what would I even cosplay as? You only got 5 minutes to tell me. She's almost done and I'm getting ready to get off, you kids. Listen, let me tell you something. You ever want me to just go off like I did earlier this past fucking hour on mattresses? The only thing you're going to get me on is animals. And I promise you, I will go off. I'm obnoxiously knowledgeable about animals. Madonna! Okay. You cute. You tried. Are night terrors related to bad sleep? So night terrors can be related to bad sleep, but they are actually more related to underlying mental problems. And they can also be related to what you ingest. Though that's a little rarer. More often than not, night terrors are related to underlying mental problems that you should genuinely, and I'm not being judgmental when I say this, uh, you should genuinely be contacting your healthcare provider about to see what causes them. Because sometimes it is a matter of your brain is trying to escape outside stressors. And there's a whole bunch into it. I'm not super educated on night terrors, but I do know that there are ways to help with them. You just have to seek the right medical professional. Just do one last little bit ski, and then I think we're all done ski. And we are right on time. Alrighty, kids. Here she be. I hope you guys like this new camera. It's a little like it obviously takes some getting used to, but I'm really very much enjoying this. This is much easier than what I had before. Um Makes everything so like I've got an awesome boss. This is just a simple plug-in and I love it. But all right guys, so I hope you enjoyed my exuberant romp through mattress information today. Thank you. She's gonna go up in a little while. There's no background. It's not as intricate as some of the other ones that we've done, but again, what I try to do whenever I'm on stream with you guys is I try to do something outside of what I normally do. And I think I achieved that again because I've never done a glow effect on anyone. I've wanted to, but it's very... I look at it and I understand the idea, but for some reason my brain cannot wrap around the actual, way to do it. But all right, kids and cadets, if you are in bed, please go to bed. And thank you all for joining me. I love you guys. Remember to tell the people important to you that you love them and to stay safe. So guys, I love you. Be safe. I will see you all in the next one. Stay lubricated, people. You know what? You're fresh. Yeah, Gothics will be live until 5, so you guys have some time. Oh, it rhymes. But yep, you guys have a great day. I love you all. Be safe. Get a good night's sleep. Remember what I told you about proper sleep schedules. Bye, everyone.